So out of nowhere, ThriveCart just announced and at the same time released a brand new platform for hosting and creating and organizing courses. It is a course platform and it's built right into the ThriveCart platform. And in fact, if you are a ThriveCart customer, you can actually get ThriveCart Learn completely free. They include pretty much unlimited everything. There's no additional fee just to have the platform, but they do cleverly give you an upsell as soon as you add ThriveCart Learn to your account. You just watch a video and click a button and you get access to it. They cleverly upsell you into Learn Plus. And Plus includes features. There's a couple of them. I think there's like 6 different features. Like coming soon is the ability to add a custom CNAME for your courses. They're adding things like they have things like team members and the ability to bundle your courses together into bundles, different types of sequences and like a rules engine that you get access to. Honestly, just getting this out of the way, if you're going to use ThriveCart Learn, I think you should just get the ThriveCart Learn Plus for $195. I'll just get that conclusion out of the way immediately. But what I want to do in this video is kind of just jump in, take a quick look at everything. We can kind of take a look at all the features together and then maybe draw some conclusions about whether or not this is a platform that would be worth it for you to use. So right away, when you load up the platform in ThriveCart, you log in with your same account. You'll notice at the top, they've added not only this Learn Plus logo next to the ThriveCart Pro logo. I guess that shows that I have ThriveCart, I have ThriveCart Pro, and now I have ThriveCart Learn Plus. And at the top, there's also the cap here that says new and learn. You click on that and you come to your kind of like think of it like your dashboard for ThriveCart Learn. And we have our courses, our bundles, we can see our students and our team. So the way that they've built it is that you organize your courses into projects. If you're a ConvertBox user, this is going to feel similar to how they have the groups that you have to put each of your ConvertBoxes into. Since ThriveCart now owns ConvertBox, I would not be surprised if this wasn't the same technology. So here we are. I put a couple little examples in here. Projects, I guess you would call them. I've got my Convology courses, master classes, and then if I were doing a live cohort, maybe I would create a project for that, and then I would lump all my courses for my live cohort together. I guess it's just a way to organize your content. Then we have our bundles. Under bundles, I've created a Convology Pro course bundle. And when you click edit on that, you can just check the box for each of your courses that you want to include in a particular bundle. So this is similar to how I have Convology Pro, my membership, and I basically say anything that I make, all of my courses get bundled together for that one single price. So this would be a similar way to do that. You could create different bundles, like I could bundle all of my ThriveCart courses together, I could bundle all of my lead gen tech stack courses together and things like that. Then they have a really nice interface actually for looking at your students. Of course, I'm the only one in here right now. You can click on a student's profile, which again, I think is really well done. You can come in here and you can see what they are enrolled in, when they enrolled, and you can kind of pause content for them. This is basically how you would come in here and manage or edit a user. You can click edit on the username as well to add different tags to them, which we'll go over in a second what tags mean in ThriveCart Learn, as well as some of their basic information, helping them reset their password and things like that. It's fairly robust. I guess you can see who's active, paused, and disabled. You can search for students. So if you had maybe like 100 students or so, you could come in here and do a search like this. This is fairly standard stuff, but it seems to be pretty good. One thing I noticed on these 3 dots here on the right-hand side, there is a change plan coming soon. That's intriguing. Maybe they're going to add the ability to put users on different plans. I don't know. Keep an eye out for that change coming soon. Because I do have ThriveCart Learn Plus, I have the ability to import my students. And if I click on that, basically you can say what course are you trying to import them to. And this is a little demo course that I made. You would click next, and then you can upload a CSV file or add context directly from your autoresponder, in which case, like let's say I was using ConvertKit, I could choose ConvertKit and then choose the tag that everyone was tagged. Let's say I tagged a bunch of users as Convology Pro members. I could import my students and give them access to a particular course or bundle. And the last tab here is the My Team tab, because I think this is a Learn Plus feature. I can add users to my team. Let's say that I had, let's say I grew beyond the ability to manage this myself. I could add someone like a VA to come in, maybe to help me do some more of the customer service, help me build my courses. If you were to hire someone like myself to set up a lot of your tech stack. Oftentimes people give me access to their ThriveCart account. I assume this could be a very similar thing. You would simply add me as someone on your team so that I could log in with my own account, and then you can click edit and give them access to different things. Most of the exciting stuff happens when you go in and you create or edit a course. So let's look at this demo one that I created really quick here. This is what it looks like when you're building a course at the module and lesson level. By simply dragging a module onto the screen, I can add a module, and then I can choose who gets access to that module. For example, I can give access to all students enrolled in the course, or only students who have a specific tag. So let's say I had a bonus. I could create a tag and call it consulting course bonus, and people that bought my course within a certain time window were tagged as getting access to this bonus. And then let's just do that right now. So let's call this bonus, for example, and let's call this special bonus module and click create module. And then if we drag that down here, let's say we wanted to put all of our bonus modules at the bottom, we could say, okay, only users who have access to a specific tag can get access to this module. And within our module, we could put different lessons, right? We could do like bonus lesson 1, and you'll see that also only people who have access to the bonus tag are also going to get access to the bonus lesson 1. And there we go, it just drops it right in there. So at first glance, I really like the ease at which you can just map out your course, create a module, create a lesson, drag it, drop it, choose who gets access, publish it, edit it, all of that. I really, really like this interface. It's kind of just like ThriveCart's cart checkout interface in that it's really, really easy to do something simple, clean, and get it launched. Now, it's one thing to have instant courses, but the drip settings are what really intrigued me because these are really well thought out. You can give access to a course. In this case, we're just editing my creating a consulting funnel course. You can give people access based on a time period. So for example, you can drip out a new module or a lesson every day, week, month, or year, and it'll just go from top to bottom, drip out a new module and lesson every day or whatever time period you set based on when somebody gets access. This is kind of like your typical automated drip. Then we have a day of the month. So if you wanted to say, I only want to give people access to a new course or lesson on the first of the month, well, you could add that in. So another use case for drip. And then we have our what I call the scheduled drip, where you can say, you know what, I want to have modules become available on specific dates. So for example, with a specific calendar date set, I would click save, and then I would come into my individual lessons or modules, and I'd click on where it says published or where it says draft, and I would click change access timing to dripped, and then I could individually edit each of these to say drip out this module on, the 14th or the 15th, whatever, and I could schedule out, like let's say I were doing kind of like a live launch model, where I knew module 1 was on the 10th, and I knew that by the, 1 week later, we're going to do module 2, but then we're going to wait 2 weeks to do module 3. I could set those specific dates even down to the lesson level. And one that I particularly like that I've run into problems with other platforms for some clients who had really, really particular niche setups is that they want to give access to different modules after rebills. So let's say that you sold a product and you used ThriveCart to sell it, because that's a prerequisite pretty much for everything here. You sold a product and it has a monthly fee, and you want people to only get access to a new module every month. So you would say after each rebill, drip out a module or drip out a lesson. And this is a great way to give someone access to module 1 when they pay their first payment, module 2 when they pay their second payment, and that way by the time you get down to module 12, they've made 12 payments for you. So a lot of people like to do payment plans and protect their content because they don't want to have to get caught up in the, going after somebody who basically pays once, takes your content and leaves. This is a way for you to practically force somebody to only be able to take content after they've paid for it. So it's not something that I personally use, at least not right now, but I think this would really solve a lot of pain points for some of my clients who can't get something like this utilizing something else like LearnDash or Thrive Apprentice. Now, a couple other things we get to edit here. On the left-hand side, under course info, we have our course image. I've tried several different images, and it looks like it crops it pretty much down to a square. So that's the layout they're looking for. You get the ability to edit the author name and the course title, and then a description of your liking. And then because I'm a Learn Plus member, I have the ability to create advanced sequences. And these are really cool. This is like a rules engine. So you can create a rule and you can choose what triggers this particular advanced sequence. And it can be when a user uses a coupon, when they buy through an affiliate or when they buy within a certain date range. So this could be like the bonuses we were talking about, right? So if I buy within a particular date range, well, what would that date range be? Let's just say if they buy between tomorrow and towards the end of the month, click confirm. Well, what should happen? And there's some really nice and if stuff here as well to get as complicated as you want. Well, what should happen here is, well, I can give them another course. That'd be pretty cool, like a bonus course. I can remove them from the course. That doesn't make sense. I can apply a tag, and here is where that bonus thing would come into play. For example, I could apply the tag bonus. There it is, and click confirm. So now if they were to buy during this window, guess what? You now get access to that bonus module that only people who bought during this window can get access to. You can also apply tags when people buy the product as well. You can also keep going. I can add another effect. I could unlock all the content. If they were to buy early, I could say, you know what? You buy early, you get access to everything. Or I can give an award. And you'll see that remove tag, by the way, is coming soon. This will be interesting because you can start to build complex rules. You might, I don't know, I might play around with that when it comes out, kind of see what use cases are available. But this give an award one is interesting. It's kind of gimmicky, I think. It allows you to display a message to somebody, or I think the most useful part of this is that you can redirect them. So for example, if someone completes a particular module, you could add a button and a message that says, congratulations, you've just completed this module. Click here to download. I don't know, you can give them something as a download, or you can send them to like a particular page on your site where you have something else for them to get. On the surface, it seems gimmicky, but there might be practical ways in which you can reward somebody for having done something based on a condition. So purchasing within a time window might not make a lot of sense unless the reward were to go get something else. I don't know. Mull that over in your head. Think about that and think of the possibilities where if you use a coupon, buy through an affiliate link, buy within a date range, live in a certain geography, that's an interesting one. If they're a repeat customer for loyalty or complete a module, just think of the possibilities there. I think this is something that is right now completely missing from a lot of other course platforms. Course options. This is something that you set up during the setup of a course. You can change out the basic info here, like we said, the image and the name of the course and the author. And then you can choose what happens if someone's on a recurring plan and fails to pay. You can pause access, you can disable it. And then you can choose if you want on the dashboard, which we'll take a look at in a second, if you want them to see this course if they don't have access to it. And then if they click on it, where do they go? So in this case, I could create a sales page on my website, convology.com/ whatever the sales page is. And if we scroll down, we have behavior rules. So based on these conditions, if a student gets access to the course, if a new module becomes available, we can get pretty granular. Like let's say that a student completes a module, any module, let's say a specific module, and let's say they complete module 1. In ConvertKit, I can add them to a tag or an active campaign, and then based on the integrations in ThriveCart, it doesn't have to be an autoresponder. You can use an HTML form, which opens up a little bit of integration and compatibility with other things. There's some things you can integrate with the rules engine, but I think in most cases, this would be to trigger something in an autoresponder or an email marketing platform like ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign, and then say, okay, send them this email. Okay, so with our course now published, let's say that you were using this, how do you preview what it's going to look like? They do have something here called a quick link. And when we click on that, we're given a link that we can use to preview the course as a student or gift the course to somebody one time. And the reason why I think they did that is because essentially it's just a link to register directly for this course, and then the link expires after one-time use. So let's actually use that and take a look at what it looks like. So here's what it would look like if someone tried to log into my course platform. And I think this, if I'm being honest, is shortcoming number, what are we on? Shortcoming number 2, maybe shortcoming number 1. I can't customize this. I haven't found anywhere to put my logo. I haven't found anywhere to change any of these colors, make this experience mine. It is copyright ThriveCart. This is very similar to the customer hub in ThriveCart, where you don't get any control over what they see or how they see it. You are strictly just using their platform. So I think that's somewhat a shortcoming. So shortcoming number 1 or 2 is there's no customization of the login screen. But let's go ahead and register ourselves and take a look at what it looks like on the other side. Okay, so what you're looking at on the screen right now is what I received when I signed up. You can see it says verify your email to access your courses. It does come from ThriveCart. So if you're using this platform, at least right now, until there's a CNAME and maybe some white labeling, you are going to see ThriveCart branding. It's going to come from ThriveCart. And in the email itself, there's no customization. It says, hi. And then interestingly enough, it put my email. You now have access to creating a consulting funnel. That's my demo course I made. Click the button below. Here's your username. So I click here to log in, and then I enter my password, and here's what I see. So I think this would maybe be shortcoming number 2 or 3. Basically, there's no branding. It's very, very simple. And I will see each of my courses laid out pretty much just this way. There is an option here to learn more about the course, where it brings up the name, the description, and who it's by. Kind of useless, in my opinion. In the upper right-hand corner, I do have the ability to click on my name or my little image, and it lets me change my password, sign out, or update my profile. And then when I click on the course, here's where I would view my course materials. Now, again, we're going to go back in 1 second and look at editing the course materials themselves. Now, in general, this is clean. This is totally fine. This is actually very, very similar to what my Thrive Apprentice course setup looks like. For me, there would be a big video here with some text down below that might support the lesson. This right here is the course logo. It's, again, a square, and then they can swap between modules. I've only published module 1, but I would have all the modules and lessons here on the left. And then when I'm finished with the course or lesson, I would simply click continue, and you can see that it has marked me at 50% complete. So this page right here is pretty much just going to suffer from the same problems this page has. So let's see what we can change. Let's see what we can edit. I'm going to jump back into my course here, and let's go ahead and click edit on this particular lesson. And here's where you can see the lesson builder. And I can click into, I can drop in a title. I could give this lesson a title. This was establishing credibility. And then I could drag in my video, right? And I could say, you know what, I want my video to be larger. I want it to be full size. I could drag in FAQs, additional buttons, and then coming soon, there's the ability to drop in a quiz. So that was kind of neat. And then I have the ability to edit the sidebar. Right now, we can drag and drop it to make it smaller. I think the default size they put it at is probably what I would leave it at. You can change the background, so I could make it blue. I can make it basically any color you want. I think the default color was probably the best for me. And then you can say I want to show progress or not. And then you can choose the progress filler. So we can make this darker blue if we wanted to. Okay, now we do have the ability to change that one thing. So before I said no customization, and take that back. You can edit the header bar. Let's say we wanted the header bar to be like a blue color or purple color. We can do that here. Click OK. But I have not found anywhere to upload my logo into this header. So pretty simple right now. And again, I'm nitpicking, but I'm not, right? So it's nitpicking because this just came out. It's mostly free for ThriveCart users. But I would love to see some of these features. These are things that I would say I would love to have before I would readily make this my platform of choice. As a whole, I think ThriveCart Learn is pretty solid. If you are a ThriveCart user and you don't want to get bogged down in a lot of the tech, I think this is a pretty good choice. It's simple, it's streamlined. There's just a couple things that I think that I would need before I could use it myself. Namely, I would want the ability to change the URL. So right now there's no CNAME, which I'm going to assume means a different URL than the one I'm using for my normal ThriveCart checkout, because I used something like secure as my subdomains because it was a checkout. So it was like secure.convology. I would want the ability to change this to something like learn.convology or something else like that, rather than have it be, I don't know, there's kind of like no continuity. That's one of my big problems right now. It's very disconnected from the rest of my course experience. So if you're looking for something super easy, fully integrated with ThriveCart, something you don't have to host on your own website, something that you could have a website for and then say, hey, if you want access to the courses, click here, and you don't right now at least care a lot about branding and customization, then I think this is a fine choice. There's very little wrong with this. There's just a few things that make it or stop it from being perfectly right. There's also a ton of things that make it way more powerful than anything else out there, particularly the drip features and this advanced sequence rule engine. They're way ahead of other people with those things. And in some cases, those are complete deal breakers for why a lot of my clients can't even use other platforms at all. There's some trade-off there, and I think some people would be willing to make that trade in order to use a platform like this. So that was kind of my first look, my kind of initial impressions. I am going to be releasing more content about ThriveCart Learn and Learn Plus. I think this is going to be an evolving platform. Just like ThriveCart has had hundreds of updates since it came out, I think ThriveCart Learn could be similar. I think they could take this platform and really make something intriguing with it, something that would be very sales funnel, very marketing automation and tech stack focused. So if that interests you, don't forget to follow the channel. And for more ThriveCart Learn content, you can head over to convology.com.